What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be, I have redesigned every 2026 World Cup home kit. Obviously 48 teams, quite a lot of them. It's going to be a bit of a long one, but I did redesign all of them. I guess let me know what you think in the comments and if you believe they're better than the original. I've also done this with the away kit, so I'll do that video in another week or so. Starting off with, I'm going group by group, so starting off with the Group A. First team is Mexico. I've gone with a design sort of incorporating light green and dark green. I feel like this is good because the colors they have sort of both used. Like sometimes they have a quite the darker kit. Sometimes they even have a black kit, whereas sometimes it's more of a vibrant green. This time it's kind of in the middle, but I do like the sort of mix of it. And I've just gone for this generic sort of triangle pattern. Then just white shorts. I feel like they go with white shorts mostly. But yeah, I think this one's nice, and I think it probably is better than the original in my opinion. Next up, we're going with South Africa, kind of similar to the home kit in real life, but I've also just gone with the yellow base sort of kit, and I've gone with a proper collar fold over with some sort of green pattern on the top, sort of incorporating more of a design on the shirt, so it isn't just plain. I feel like I probably like their real life one a bit better than this, but I also don't hate this one. Next up is South Korea. Their real life home kit is pretty nice, but I think I've done a decent job with it. I've gone for a sort of, I don't even know what you describe this pattern, but I've done like a light red and then a sort of pink as the colors. I feel like that is a color they've used before as well. I feel like it fits well. Maybe I should have done a different colored shorts to make the kit a bit more different, but I do like this design on the shirt, although the original is probably better than this, but I still like this one, you know. Next up is Czechia, returning for the World Cup this year. I've designed this. It kind of looks like something they've done in the past, just sort of dark red with a nice little pattern on it. Then obviously the blue shorts, blue collar, blue cuffs. I feel like the original is alright, but this one is also nice enough. Just a simple pattern. Well, not simple, but just red shirt with a nice pattern on it is kind of all you need to do. Next up, I've gone with Canada. A very sort of faint pattern here. I don't want to mess it up too much. I could have gone more abstract. Obviously, in real life, they've got a nice pattern on their kit. But I feel like this is a nice, clean kit without being super boring. There is something on there. I think it's just a very clean kit. The real life one, though, is probably better. Next up, we've got Bosnia. I've designed this kit. I think this is better than their real life one. I like this sort of stripes, sort of claw mark stripes in the lighter blue, and the yellow is quite bold and stands out in the white shorts to make it look very clean. I do think this is better than the original and probably one of the best ones that I've designed here. Next up, we've got Qatar. They've made it a fairly boring home kit for them, whereas I've done this, which is similar, although I've got a bit of a nice white graphic on it to make the shirt a bit less boring. Bit of a weird color, but I thought I'd try something different on it. And I do think it's probably better than the original because it's got some good stuff going on. Although I kind of wish I'd done what they did on the sleeve cuffs for the last World Cup, incorporating sort of like the zigzag flag design onto the actual kit. Next up, we've got Switzerland. I've kind of messed around a bit with it. Switzerland, they have some variation in their kits. I've gone with this pattern with sort of 3 different shades of red, 4 different shades of red. The sleeves, however, do stick out a bit. Probably should have made them the shade of darker red. But I don't mind this as a concept and make it a bit different without completely ruining it. I did not like their 2022 World Cup kit, this year's World Cup. It is okay, whereas this one I think is quite nice. Just one improvement that I probably should have done is make the sleeves the darker red color. I feel like it would look less weird like that. Next up, we've got Brazil. Now, I'm torn on this one personally. I kind of wish I'd done something a bit different with it. I feel like I made it too much green. I decided to go with green as a secondary color. Obviously, they go with blue sometimes. I've gone with green. I feel like I made it look too much like Australia or someone. Although the proper color is nice, but then the design on it as well, I feel like it's a bit much. I think I probably should have gone with blue, but I also don't hate it. It just doesn't feel as Brazil to me. I mean, it's a nice shirt, I think, but it's definitely not the best one I made and doesn't scream Brazil. Next up, next up is Morocco. I've gone with a similar pattern to the South Korea one alongside a sort of green slash bit at the bottom to fade into the shorts. The pattern is maybe a bit overwhelming and a bit confusing. Obviously, the green as well kind of takes the attention off that bit of the kit. I feel like there is probably a bit too much of an overlap, but I still don't mind this kit, the proper color as well. I like to go with those. I feel like it makes it look more professional and a bit of fun more to it. Next up is Haiti. Obviously, I've gone with this, their real life kit. It's a bit different. They've gone with this same template for all three. They've got like a picture in the bottom of, I guess, some historical Haiti moment. This one I've gone with something a bit different. Obviously a blue base, then red and white sort of paint slashes across as they are their sort of secondary colors. I think this is quite nice. Incorporates a bit of color without making it too boring. I do think this is better than their real life one, however. Next up, we've got Scotland. Decided to do something a bit different, and I did just base it entirely off their flag. And I feel like this is actually quite cool, is it not? This would be a cool concept to do. The real life kit is decent, but this one, I think it's nice, the proper color as well. I can see all the Scots wearing this, get the flag. And I think a lot of the times, just incorporate the flag is kind of cool. Obviously, a lot of teams, they don't have the same color necessarily on their flag. But for a team like Scotland, where you can fit a design like on the flag like this, I thought it would just be something fun to do, especially for their first World Cup appearance in 30 years, something like that. So yeah, kind of cool for that. Next one with USA, kind of similar to their real life kit. I do like when they go for the red and white stripes, where I done it here, a little bit of a different one, sort of less. They're not like the flag design, not also sort of flat stripes. They're a bit sort of asymmetrical and wonky. I think this adds a cool aspect onto it. Although the real life one is very nice, and I do prefer it for this. But I do think that the US should keep having red and white striped home shirts, make it their thing, based on the flag a bit as well. But I think they should keep that rather than the sort of plain white kits they'd had in recent years that were a bit average. Another red and white team next up is Paraguay. Their real life kit is pretty mid, whereas this one I think is quite nice. Sort of fade in and out stripes. It's kind of like the Barcelona home kit from the season. Obviously the red and white stripes with the blue collar and shorts. I think this is quite nice. Definitely better than the real life one, because that one is horrible. Next up is Australia. I've kind of done a reverse of their away kit, sort of. I've gone with the sort of gradient design here with the green and yellow. I think this is, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like it is a nice shirt, but I kind of wish the gradient continued onto the sleeves. But I do think it's nice. The original was pretty safe, but just a classic. This one is a bit more out there. It's kind of some people might like it, some people might hate it. But I don't mind this one I've made here. I like the shade of yellow I've used as well. And I actually think this is a decent kit, although the original I'd probably favor slightly more. Next up, I've gone with Turkey, the return to the World Cup as well. Missed the last couple, and Nike seemed to play it safe. I've done this for my one. Every Turkey kit recently is just white with a red stripe across the sort of chest with the Turkey badge and whatnot. This one I've gone a bit different. Sometimes they have more red, sometimes they have more white. I feel like, so I've gone with white as the main base with a sort of red design down. I believe this is the Netherlands 2014 away kit template. I think this is quite nice, something a bit different. Add a bit of red without making the kit red, so you can still obviously use red for the away kit while not making this a plain white shirt. And I think this is definitely better than the real life one, which is just a bit boring. Except for Germany, I've kind of remade a classic like they did in real life. I think my one might be even better, to be honest. The real nice collar, the retro Adidas logo, and the, I think it's 94 design. Obviously, they've done that in real life as well with the three colors of the flag. Although this one I think I like even more than the real one. It's a classic. This is just a very nice kit. I know I made it myself and I'm self-glazing, but I think this is better than the original. And considering the original is my favorite kit of the World Cup right now, I think I've done pretty well there. Next up, we've got World Cup newbies Curacao. They usually have a sort of dark blue kit with some sort of light yellow as the secondary color. So I've done this. I've gone two tones of sort of blue purple separated by sort of a yellow zigzag in the middle. This is quite nice, breaks up the kit, fades into a different color for the shorts and the bottom of the shirt. This is nice, although the second color is a bit more purple than blue, which makes it a bit weird, but I do like the yellow as a sort of color in there to break it up and make it a bit different. I think this would look nice on the pitch, and although the real one is quite nice, but I think I prefer this one. Next up, we've got Ivory Coast, and I've basically done the same thing as the real life one, although I did make this before the real life one was even released, so I think they copied me. But it's just an orange shirt with a simple pattern like that. I think the pattern they've used in real life is actually very similar to this, basically identical, with obviously green as the secondary color, orange stands out a bit, which is nice, and I think this is a decent one. The real life one's basically the same, so I don't really have a preference. Next up, we got Ecuador. A bit of a weird design for this one. Don't really know what's going on. Sort of a cube design. Kind of makes me feel a bit sick. This one is just a bit weird. I'm not sure what was going on here when I made this. Maybe I thought it would look cool. But yeah, I think I messed this one up in hindsight. And the real life one, although it is a bit plain and simple, is better than this. This one is horrible. I'm sorry, Ecuadorians. I've let you down. Next up, we have the Netherlands. I quite like their real life one, although it is a bit more pink than orange in my opinion. This one, I've gone with a sort of leafy orange design, a bit more proper orange than the one they have right now. I do prefer this one. I do like when they have sort of black as the main secondary color, makes it sort of pop more, and a bit of a design on the shirt to make it less boring. I do definitely prefer this one to the real life one. Next, we've got Japan, who I think, based on their standards, have a bit of a disappointing kit this World Cup. Not as good as some of the recent ones they've had. And the one I made, I think it's nice. It's a bit sort of abstract and wonky. The type of thing I feel like they do was I've got white, and then I've sort of got a pink as the secondary color on the collar, then sort of vibrant blue as the secondary color. That they mostly have dark blue as the main, and sometimes there'll be a lighter blue. I think this sort of abstract pattern's quite nice and something I could feel like Japan doing. I think the colors of this, especially the pink on the collar, just make it stick out and look quite nice. And I definitely prefer this one to their real life one. Next up is Sweden, and I've gone with this. They kind of played it safe in real life. I kind of did as well, just a small little pattern. I feel like that's all you need to do though. Nice yellow, it always sticks out. Blue shorts, nothing crazy on the front without making it too boring. I mean, yeah, I think this is quite nice to be honest, and pretty similar to the original to be fair, but I do like this one as well. Next up, we've got Tunisia, who kind of play it safe. They do like the same kit for home and away, just different colors. So I've gone with this for their home, sort of weird, sort of red as the main, then a proper collar, white sleeve cuffs as well, and then a weird sort of design that centers in on the badge on the right. I feel like that's quite cool, though the darker red is a bit weird, and I feel like the shorts probably should be the darker red color as well. Next up is Belgium, and I've done this. I feel like this is kind of a reverse of the Curacao one. I feel like this is nice. Obviously, they like to incorporate black on their kit as well, with yellow as sort of their third color. Red at the top, big yellow zigzag, black at the bottom. Very nice. This is probably one of the favorite ones I made for me in this whole list. Next up, we got Egypt. I think their real life one is quite nice. I've gone with a half and half sort of wave pattern down the middle with two different shades of red. I do quite like this one. The half and half is something I feel like is underused in football a bit, and especially on teams like this where they could just do two different shades of the same color, although I do like their real life one more. Next we got Iran. I really like this one I made. Obviously incorporating green and red as their second colors with white as the base. The sash down the middle. This is very nice. Probably another one of my favorites I've made, and is definitely better than their real life one. Next up we have New Zealand, my home team, and I've gone with a mountainous design. Obviously some mountains in New Zealand. I think on with this. I think this is quite nice. Black is the secondary, white is the main, of course. The real life one I do think is quite nice with sort of the cloud design, but this one I think it might be better, to be honest. The sort of fading in mountains does look a bit Minecrafty, but I think this is quite nice, and I mean that's just why I made it. Next up we have Spain. I've gone with this design sort of similar to what they had in 2016, I believe. Red with some dark red yellow. I like the one this year, though there's a lot of blue on it, but this is very nice. Well, obviously I think it is, but sort of red with a darker red graphic on it is what Spain should be doing, in my opinion. I feel like the 2022 kit was too light. Even 2024, maybe a bit too much yellow, but 2016, 2018, they had very nice kits just like this one, and I think I do prefer this to their real life jersey. Next up, we have got Cape Verde, and I've gone with this, another blue and red team. I've gone with red sort of pointing up stripes at the bottom, fading into the red shorts with the blue base. Played it simple, and for your first World Cup, you want a clean kit. Don't go too abstract. You want it to be memorable and not have a horrible kit, but also you don't want it to be too weird, so I've gone with this. Next up, we've gone with Saudi Arabia, sort of remade the classic Adidas template for this, white with some green. I think this is nice. It's quite bright, but I do think it's nice incorporating the green with a retro template as well. It's probably one of the favorite ones I've made as well. I know that I keep saying that a lot, but they just keep being nice because obviously I am just better than all these professional designers. Next up, we got Uruguay. Still feels weird that they're Nike. I feel like they should be Puma. I've gone with this, a sort of blue design with some stripes across, slightly lightly blue. I do like the Uruguay blue color with the black. It's a very sort of clean design overall. And this one I do think I like more than the original in real life, which I'm not a massive fan of. Next up is France. And I mean, I'm not going to say they copied me, but they kind of did, because I made pretty much all of these before the real kit's released. And they basically copied me. A nice simple color, blue with this sort of bus seat design on it, with the white shorts. They literally copied what I did. I mean, this is just similar to the real life one. I probably do prefer the real life one, however, but this one is very similar, I feel like. Next up, we have got Senegal. A white kit is sometimes hard to do anything brave on, but I've gone with like a lion in the background thing, because obviously Senegal, they've got a lion on their badge, and should have do it faint so you can still see it without it not being a white kit. And I feel like this is a very good kit. They did something similar in real life. It's a white kit with a nice graphic on it as well, but I think this one might be even better. Next up, we've got Iraq. Played it a bit safe for this one. White with a bit of green on it, with a nice pattern on it. For white kits, there's not always much you can do without completely ruining it, and I feel like I have done well here, to be fair. And the real life kit, they have played it very safe as well. Next up, we got Norway, kind of similar to what they did, incorporating the cross on the flag, but I've also incorporating a sort of background thing, because it did feel a bit plain without that, but I don't want to overdo it too much, so I might have overdone it here. But the cross, not fully sort of coloured in, but still with the dark blue of the Norway flag in the secondary colour. It's kind of similar to what they did in real life, and I do really like their kit in real life, so I probably will have to go with that over this one as my favourite. Next up, we got Argentina. I've gone with this. I do usually prefer when they have black shorts and black collar, but I've gone with navy this time. Sort of stripe graphic. They seem to do this. They kind of mix up the stripes every time to keep it different. Obviously with the gold patch on the middle as well. I do like their one in real life, but this one is decent as well, although I think they have had better kits in the past, especially. I just do like it when they have the black shorts, but I thought I'd mix it up to make it a bit different from real life recently. Next up is Algeria. I've gone with this white, obviously incorporating green and red as the secondary colors, with this sort of stripe down the middle. Not too boring, not too out there. I think this is a nice kit. Get some color into there. I think that's important for a white kit without sort of ruining it, because sometimes they just have white and then like a sleeve cuff and they think that's enough. But this one, I think I do prefer it to the real life kit as well. Next up, we got Austria. They kind of did something similar with the black sleeves, and I've also gone with a graphic on the sort of stripes, slightly lighter, slightly darker, similar to real life, although I think I prefer this. Just have something going on the shirt so it doesn't look super boring. The black sleeves as well. I think that's a nice addition to it. Next up, we have Jordan, another team in the debut World Cup. I've gone with the pinstripes with red as the secondary color. I think pinstripes are underrated, especially on kits like this, because you can add this secondary color without overwhelming the kit. And the proper color on this with the red makes it a bit more bolder, which I think is nice. And I do probably prefer this to their real life kit, which is kind of only being leaked. I don't believe it's been fully released right now, so maybe they'll release it and it'll look different and I'll really like it. But yeah, next up is Portugal. I've gone with something I very much like here, with the red and green stripes. I like when they incorporate some green collar, green stripes. Their kit in real life is alright, although this one I'm more of a fan of, to be fair. I think this is a lovely design, to be honest. Incorporating more green, always something good, and sometimes it's hard to sort of stand out in the green, but I think the stripes here, I've done that pretty well. Next up, we have what DR Congo. I've just gone with a simple gradient on theirs. They obviously did something sort of similar in real life, but I think a nice simple gradient does the job. Sort of a blue into an even lighter blue. Pretty simple for DR Congo, but I don't think you want something too out there either. Next up, Uzbekistan. I've sort of done an inverted gradient darker blue into lighter blue in the middle. Another fairly simple kit. I don't know what that manufacturer badge is. I've just looked at the one they had. I believe that's what they had for the World Cup. I have no idea what it is though, but this one, I feel like I did alright for it. Except Colombia. This is probably my favorite one of the whole video, honestly. I've done this, blue at the top, fade down into the yellow. This is lovely. I love when teams do this. Have like the tops of quarter of the shirt one color, fade it down to another. The yellow really makes it stand out more when they have yellow shorts as well. And then the blue at the top incorporates something a bit different. Obviously not enough blue to overwhelm the kit. You could still make the away kit blue if you'd like. And this kind of reminds me like of the back of the Total 90 Nike kits from this season as well, where the top's just a different color to the wrist. I feel like it always looks clean with the sleeves as well. I think it makes a really nice design. Except for England, thought about what I did for Scotland, thought I might try and recreate it for England. I don't think it went as well. Obviously, I like the Central badge. I didn't do the England one in Central though. I feel like the red is a bit too bold, and this doesn't look too much like a football kit. Maybe I should have done the cross in a sort of grey or something, but I decided to go with the flag, something different. They obviously play it safe quite a lot with England. There's not heaps you can do. I've gone with this. It's a bit different, but I don't hate it. Next up is Croatia. They keep trying to do different forms of checkers, which is hard. That's what I've done here as well, in a sort of target swirly thing. Still checkers and fades into a sort of circle around the badge. It's a bit out there, but some of their recent kits have been horrible. I think the last three, ever since Euro 2020, they've just been ruining Croatia kits with weird forms. I remember at the last Euros, they just had massive checkers. In the last two World Cups, they've had checkers and they faded into nothing. This one, still gone with checkers, and they're not horrible. I had to do something different because it's just too boring if I just pick normal checkers because they've had that a billion times. Except we got Ghana. See, with a white shirt, there's not much you can do necessarily, although they did quite well with their real life kit. But I've gone with this for my one. I've added green as a triangle. I don't know if that was a wise idea as green their secondary color necessarily, but I had to do something different. I don't hate this one, but the real life one is very nice and probably better than this. Next up, last but not least, it is Panama. I've gone with another half and half, blue and red. Those are the colours on their flag as well. Half and half underused. This kind of looks like a Barcelona kit. I quite like this. I'd like to see them do it in real life, to be honest. And yeah, I think it's a lovely kit. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of my redesigns. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.